Hi, everyone. We are recording. My name is Melody Tao with Marketing Melody, and we are in a fun social media webinar today on how to generate new leads. And our generous sponsor and host is Goldwater Bank. I'm going to first turn it over to Greg with Goldwater Bank to make an introduction and to get you guys settled in here.
Thank you, Melody. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Greg. Thank you for joining. My name is Greg Reynolds. I'm with Goldwater Bank. I'm a loan officer here. Just a little background about myself. I've been in lending, mortgage lending for about 15 years. I have been kind of all over. I've been in the wholesale side, big bank side. And I'm now at Goldwater, which I really like the platform, how it works. Goldwater is a mortgage entrepreneur's platform with a strong focus in lending. We were acquired a few years ago by a large mortgage company, Westar Mortgage Corporation. We offer all kinds of products, which include standard loan options such as agency direct, FHA, VA, USDA. We also offer portfolio lending, construction loans, reverse mortgages. We also have a broker platform for the more complex QM loans that we broker out. We lend in 48 states. We do not lend in New York or Vermont, but all other 48 states we do lend in. We're located here downtown San Diego. We're fairly new to this market, so we've opened an office down here on 4th and B in the Wells Fargo building. So with that kind of rundown, I'll introduce our presenter today, who is Melody Tao, if I got that right, hopefully. Melody is an international keynote speaker and social media marketing consultant who specializes in real estate marketing. She helps thousands of agents and real estate professionals take their business to the next level by helping them strategically integrate social media. She's been running her own company, Marketing Melody, for over 15 years. She is also a LinkedIn learning instructor where she creates and teaches courses on digital marketing. And we're super excited to have her here today. And with that, our presenter is Melody.
All right, thank you so much, Greg, for having me, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. So before we get started, just a quick test, because we got to do this on Zoom. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Give me a kind of a thumbs up or type in the chat
Yes.
box. Awesome. So if you can't see me, it's not as important because it's going to be the slides and me talking, but I want to make sure that you can hear me. And then if you are listening in, go ahead and mute yourself, just because sometimes you get some of that background noise and you never know what's happening when people are working from home. So mute yourself. And if you do want to chat or ask questions later, you can unmute yourself. We'll go ahead and do that. I would love to see your face. So if you are camera ready, then go ahead and jump in and show your face. If not, that's okay. I will share a secret that on the Zoom settings, there is a button that says to touch up my appearance. So it's kind of like a filter on Zoom that you can use. So if you haven't found that yet, then that's definitely a filter button. I don't know how well it does. I'm using it now, so I don't know if you can tell the difference or not. But great, I see more people jumping in. I see Christine just turn on her video. Anyone else want to turn on the video? Do not be shy. So we've all been to a lot of meetings lately, a lot of Zoom meetings. And how many of you feel like sometimes you have Zoom fatigue, where it's like not another Zoom meeting, right? Yep, I see people raising their hands, and that's okay too. So that's why this meeting is going to be interactive. We're going to get some information on how to grow our business and generate leads with social media, but we're also going to network and collaborate with each other. So are you guys able to see my screen okay? You should see the title screen that says how to generate new leads on social media. You guys see that? Give me a thumbs up. Great. I'm going to move on to the next slide, and then let me know if you can see that just to test it out. Can you guys see the next slide, which is the Goldwater Bank logo? Once again, thank you so much to Goldwater Bank for sponsoring and hosting today's webinar. I've been working with some people on their team to really take their marketing to the next level. We've been doing some video marketing and some other fun things to make them more visible. And I want to share some of those things with you today. And I also want to share things that you can do on a daily basis and on a consistent basis to really grow your real estate business. Now, I know not every single person in here may be in real estate. So some people might work in different industries, or you might work in an industry that's complementary to real estate. That's okay. These tips will really benefit everyone. Most examples I use will be focused on real estate, but if you're in business and a business owner, then you can definitely learn something from today's webinar. So if you guys are on social media, and I hope that you guys all are, go ahead and take out your phone. And if you can connect on Instagram and Facebook, we are Marketing Melody and then Goldwater Bank. So follow me on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. Go ahead and do that right now. If you do post about this event, if you post a stories, if you post a video or a little clip of it, we welcome that. We would love to share that as well. So make sure you tag us so that we can see it and share the posts that you make. Social media is all about being social and interactive. So I'm always encouraging people to do things like this. If you are learning, if you're going to a partner's office, or if you're doing things with partners online, always share about it so that you both get more visibility. So I'll give you a second, make sure you're following us and make sure you are tagging us if you do share any clips of today's webinar. Feel free to take photos of slides, write quotes and share them. To be honest, it's not a lot of slides because slides are not my strength. I want to focus more on the information and the collaboration. So the slides are mostly there for bullet points and to get some ideas off of. So once you've followed us on social media, go ahead and give us another thumbs up. You can do it with a video screen or just type it in the chat box. Perfect. And let's go ahead and do a quick welcome to get to know each other and to get to know who is in the audience. I always like to do this in the beginning to set up a positive environment that is intended for networking and collaboration. So go ahead, if you are here, we're going to utilize the chat box and answer the questions. So the chat box, we're going to go ahead and type in the chat where you're tuning in from today. I'm in San Diego, California. I know this photo behind me is not San Diego. This is in Big Bear, where we also have a home there, so that we try to visit once a year. So I'm in San Diego today, tuning in from sunny San Diego. So type in where you're tuning in from today. Also, more specifically, I'm located centrally right in Mission Valley. And then if you guys can all, I'm going to mute everyone right now until you're talking. I'm going to read off, see who else is here. We have Carlsbad, Linda's from Carlsbad, Rachel's from San Diego, and then downtown San Diego, we have Carmel Valley, we have Indio, San Diego East County, Robin. Oh, we have someone from Algeria. Love that we are international. Someone from Oceanside, someone from Vista. Great thing about Zoom is that you can tune in from all over the world. San Diego North Park. And it looks like we have a lot of local people here as well. But, oh, Bay Park as well, Bay Park. Next question, feel free to keep answering that. I want you guys to share something in the chat box that you're looking for. Okay, so, and I asked this question because right now with the pandemic, we're not going out to networking events, we're not going to conferences. So it's hard to meet those people that you can just connect with and say, oh, wow, I have that too. So when I say what you're looking for, it doesn't have to be a real estate need. Maybe you do have a real estate need where you have a buyer or seller that's looking for something specific, but you could also be looking for, let me share something I'm looking for. I'm looking for a swim teacher to teach my toddler swim lessons. Maybe you're looking for someone as a painter. Maybe you're looking for a referral for a new book to read or a new show to watch. Right where you're looking for. And if anyone else has the answer or has a connection or need, feel free to reach out to that person. So again, it doesn't have to be real estate related. It can be about anything that you're looking for. Again, anyone want to know any toddler swim instructors, reach out to me. I'm also looking, what else am I looking for? I'm also interested in books to read that will help me fall asleep because I have insomnia and a hard time falling asleep. So maybe there's books about that are boring or books that help you fall asleep. Anything like that, feel free to leave a chat and let me know if you have those referrals for me. Rosie's looking for quality leads that are quality. I think everyone's looking for those too. I am as well. So that's what our presentation is about, luckily. Anyone else have anything that they want to look for or that they want a referral for? Feel free to type it in as we go on. And I love connecting people. So I will make sure to make that connection, or if I know anyone that has an answer to your question or your need, I will make sure to share that in. Wilda says she's looking for small businesses and nonprofits that care about social impact that need working capital / affordable loans. So, and she put her email right there. So if anyone knows that, small business owners and nonprofits that meet that criteria, feel free to save her contact information and reach out to her after. Mohammed is looking for how to get new clients for a website building and digital marketing services from Facebook lead generation ads. If you have information on Facebook ads, feel free to reach out to Mohammed. Anyone else have any needs that they're looking for right now? Maybe you have a buyer need. Maybe you have maybe you're just looking for I don't know, a date. It's just Valentine's Day. So hey, we're here to make connections today. So whatever you need, type it in the chat box. The last question I have for you before we get started. Oh, we got someone else has a need. I'm looking for info on lead gen and social media because I coach realtors on their marketing as an added service. So always expanding my skill set. Melody, you're awesome. Thank you so much, Allie. So if you guys know any information about that, reach out to Allie. Now, Allie works for an escrow company. So if you also need escrow help, then she's your gal to go to. The next question. What is your favorite thing about social media? We're going to get into the social media talk now. Share your favorite thing about social media. One of my favorite things about social media is that I'm able to capture memories that I can go back to later. So I love on Facebook where it shows you a year ago you were doing this. That way I can kind of think, oh, wow, that's what I was doing a year ago. Unfortunately, right now it's showing me all these memories of me traveling, and it's kind of making me sad because we're not traveling right now. So what's your favorite thing about social media? Type it in the chat box. This is all going to relate to how you guys are going to generate leads. So make sure you're typing these things in and answering these questions. And do not be shy. It has been a godsend in helping me keep in touch with family and friends during COVID. That's awesome. So during COVID, it's a great way to stay in touch. Kim says, my favorite thing about social media is networking. That's awesome. And that's what social media is about. I love getting ideas from my network of places to eat, small business owners to support, etc. That's great. So on social media, you can use it to get ideas on recommendations. Robin loves to connect with people, family, friends, and joining special interests and generating leads. Rachel likes to see pictures and stories. Those are always fun. Anyone else using it to grow your business? And yes, we all are here because we want to use social media to grow our business. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Connecting with friends that I have not connected to in a while. Rosie says, yes, I love that because social media allows us to reconnect and connect with people that you may not have seen for a while. So it's a really great opportunity for doing that, even if you haven't seen someone for 10 years. Okay. Gibson says he likes to grow relationships and add value to partners. That's another great reason to use social media. I love it. All right, so thank you guys so much for answering some of my questions here to get to know you. Remember, if you think of a need that you're looking for at any time or something that you're looking for, such as a referral, type it in the chat box and we will always go back and check to make sure to see if we can help you meet that need or answer that question. Doesn't have to be about social media, it can be about anything. And you'll see why I'm asking these questions as I talk about content that you want to post to generate leads with social media. Ali says, always a great resource to help find vendors and local businesses, groups, including Nextdoor. Yes, Nextdoor is also an app. A lot of realtors are on that, and it's a great way to make connections and vendors and network that way as well. So now let me ask you some questions more specifically about our topic today, and that is generating leads on social media. So go ahead and type in the chat box the number of any of these things that apply to you. Maybe they're going to be all of these things or none of these things. Type in number 1 in the chat box if you're on social media, but you find yourself wondering all the time, what should I post? I know I need to post something, but I don't know what to post. Has anyone ever had that thought or feel that way, that they're not sure what to post? I see Lydia typed in 1, and that's okay if you feel that way. Rita is typing in that she agrees. Rusty's agreeing. If you see it says the host, that is, I believe that's Greg. It's showing up as host. Linda says yes. Rosie says no. So Rosie, that means you always know what to post, right? So that's great if you always know what to post. Let's move on to the next question. Type in the chat if you post on social media, but sometimes you kind of feel like you hear crickets and you feel like no one's paying attention. Has anyone ever posted something that they thought was really exciting and then they realize, wait, why am I not getting as many likes as I thought? Or why is no one seeing the post? Has anyone ever felt that way? Type in number 2 if you feel that way. 2 or yes, sometimes. Sometimes totally on Facebook, not much on LinkedIn or Twitter. Sometimes. So even if you're feeling this way, that's okay. I always encourage my clients that you should still be posting. The nature of a business post is that it doesn't really go viral. You're not going to get tons of interaction on it, right? I get more interaction on a post where I'm posting about something that I'm doing or a picture of my dog or my kid than an exciting thing that I'm doing for my business, even though I'm more excited about it. Okay, people aren't as excited about it, but people still see the post. And I'll give you an example. was walking downtown one time, this was a couple of years ago, and we would go out and see people on the streets. And someone said to me, "Hey, Melody, I've been seeing you everywhere. I just saw a video you posted." And I thought, "Oh, wow, great. How come you haven't commented on any of the stuff that I posted?" So people are not commenting, but they're still seeing it, which is why it's important to be consistent with your posting and with your presence. The next question here: how many of you are posting on social media, but you're not consistent? So you're kind of randomly posting, or you're periodically posting. You don't feel like you have a consistent flow or schedule. How many of you feel that you're doing that? Type in number 3. Wilda says totally random. Madeline says yes, we have lots of 3s. Lydia says, is it better to just post about everyday life? So Lydia, that question's interesting. I always recommend having a combination of things that are both business and personal. You don't want to have too many things about your business, but you do want to sprinkle that in somewhere, especially if you are using it for business. The opposite of not posting enough. Kim says she's guilty of being inconsistent. That's okay. I am too. I can be inconsistent too. So I was talking to someone who said that he ran into someone from a business club that he's a member with. And he was talking about his job that he was doing, who's in the real estate industry. And this business colleague that he's seen at this business club for almost a year said, "Oh, wow, I had no idea you were in real estate," right? You never want to have that happen where imagine someone is telling you that they just bought a house, and then you go, "Wait, you didn't come to me because I'm a realtor," and they'll say, "I didn't know you did real estate," right? No one wants to have that happen. So we need to make sure that we consistently show up with our real estate content on social media, but not have that be the primary thing that we post about. All right, so if any of these apply to you, you're definitely in the right place, and we're going to be going through how to combat some of these things as we focus on lead generation. If you've been to my webinars, then you know that my goal is to have you walk away with one thing that you can implement right now. You don't have to do everything I talk about. You don't even have to do 2 things, but at least one thing that you learn from today, you will walk away and start implementing it into your business strategy right away. If you can do that, then I will consider this no opportunity wasted, which is an acronym I like for now, and I will consider this a success. Now, another thing with success on social media, let me adjust my chair, is that success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. You need to be consistent with what you choose to do on social media. Again, that doesn't mean you have to do everything. That means you choose 1 or 2 things and you do those consistently. Lydia says, how to use hashtags the right way, San Diego House Market. So we'll get into those kinds of Q&A at the end. I'm going to save that and make a note of that question. When I talk about consistency, I mean, you don't want to post something and then post something again the next day and then post that whole week and then not post again for 2 weeks, right? It's better to post twice a week on the same days each week than to post 5 times a day and then not post for 3 weeks. You want to have that consistency where you show up so that people can see that you're showing up consistently, not just on social media, but so they see that consistency in life. So they see you on social media, they'll think of you as being a consistent person in real life. And you want people to think of you that way if you're selling something like real estate that is a very large transaction. You want to be seen as a reliable, consistent source. So what are some things that you can do on social media? I'm going to have you type in 1, 2, or 3 if you always do this, if you sometimes do this, or if you never do this. How many of you use social media to post photos? Type in 1, 2, or 3 if you're always, sometimes, or never. So I see a lot of 1. So a lot of people are using social media to post photos. That's great. How about using social media to post articles? How many of you are sharing articles from other sources or articles that you're writing yourself? We have some people are saying never for this one on LinkedIn. Yep. Rachel's saying that she should be. Allie's saying never. So most of the people here are not sharing articles. How about videos? This is going to be videos that you're sharing or that you make on your own. Is anyone using video? sometimes, we have sometimes, never, no. Now, what about this one? We have videos, which is videos you upload, but there's also live videos. How many of you are posting and going on live video on social media? So, okay, so everyone's saying no for this one. Allie's saying that she has a 1, so 2. No, because I'm not skillful at doing videos. Well, Kim, that's actually funny because I have some resources coming up I'll be sharing on how to do live videos. Every week, at least one. That's awesome that Allie, you're being consistent with it. So live video gets more views and visibility than any other type of content on social media, yet it's the least created or the least shared because people are afraid to go live. People are intimidated by the live factor. That's okay, but I just want you guys to know that live video does get more interaction and engagement than an article or than a photo. How many of you are posting reviews for other people on social media using Google reviews, Facebook reviews, LinkedIn recommendations? How many of you are writing reviews for other service providers and other people that you're working with? Okay, I want to see anyone leaving reviews? No, sometimes. So the reviews thing, I'm going to mention that later, is a really important part of networking and collaborating on social media. Everyone loves getting reviews, but when I ask people, do they leave reviews? The answer usually is no or rarely. We tend to leave reviews when we have a bad experience, but let's think of it the opposite way and leave reviews when you have a positive experience. Okay, the next thing, and the last thing I'll mention here, is how many of you are leaving comments on other people's posts and you're doing it with intention? You're not just leaving a thumbs up, but you're actually commenting and engaging with other people's content. I love that more people are doing this. So Micro is saying yes, Allie's saying yes, Robin's saying yes. Sometimes Rita's saying yes. So it looks like we're getting a little bit more engagement from people leaving comments. I do it quite frequently. I love it. So, well, you guys got to start commenting on my stuff, but I don't see your comments. I'm just kidding. People start saying that, why aren't you commenting on my stuff? Alex says comment with a real statement, not just an emoji. Yep. If you create a real statement and engagement, that actually looks better for you because it shows that you are someone that's adding value to social media and adding value to your network. Mark is saying, I've not been doing any of the above questions, just not active with social media. Well, you're in the right place, Mark. If you've never been active, then we're going to motivate you to do one thing when you leave today to start being more active. First thing I want to share about social media lead generation is that you don't own your contacts on social media. So list out how many contacts do you think you have on social media across all your sites? Is it 500? Is it 1,000? Is it 2,000? Type in a number that you think you have of people that you're connected to on social media. Just a guess. 4,000, 1,500, 500, 150. Wow, these are big numbers, you guys. 100. These are big numbers. 3,500, 1,000, another 1,000 for 347. That is a very specific number. 300, 400. So I'm seeing numbers in the hundreds and even thousands, but you have to keep in mind for lead generation, you don't actually own these contacts. So if something happens where if Facebook automatically gets deleted one day or LinkedIn, you lose all those connections and contacts. So you want to keep that in mind that, and same thing with LinkedIn, if you have 2,000 contacts, but LinkedIn decides to shut down, you lose all those contacts. And let me tell you, this is something that has happened before, and it is something that happens. Maybe not often, maybe not all the time, but I've been on social media sites before. There were some smaller sites before that would just shut down. So there used to be a site called 12 Seconds. This was maybe over a decade ago. You would make these short little videos that were 12 seconds. The site just shut down one day and I lost all the contacts. Okay, so you want to be really careful about your contacts and you want to protect your contacts because you work hard to get these contacts that are your sphere of influence, that are your people that can help you generate leads or that are actual leads for you. So the first thing you want to do when it comes to lead generation on social media is that you need to focus on, oh, did I miss that? Building your database with your social media contacts. Okay, you need to take these contacts and add them to your own database. Allie says, Melody helped me export my contacts into a spreadsheet, and my one-on-one sessions with her were helpful. Thank you so much, Allie, for promoting my one-on-one sessions. I always love having advocates here. That is something that I can help you do one-on-one, but if you don't have me one-on-one, you need to be doing it on your own. So how many of you have a database where you're collecting phone numbers and emails from people on social media? It can be through MailChimp, Constant Contact, another site, but how many of you are doing this? Type in yes or no. If you are doing it, let me know what program you're using. Mike Rose says yes. Linda's yes. Kim says no. Mahan says no. Wilda has sad face. I'm assuming that means no. Madeline says no. Robin says not anymore. I dropped the ball. Yes, I use Lion Desk. Okay, that's great. Anyone else, yes or no? Are you collecting and growing your database with your social media contacts by taking them off social media? So if you are not doing this, I want you to sign up for a database system today. That needs to be the first thing you do to generate leads on social media. If you are not collecting emails and phone numbers off of social media, you're not going to be able to remarket to these people that are on your networks. The reason is because I mentioned before, you don't own the contacts on Facebook. So here are a few things you can start doing right away to start building your contacts and your database. If you're already doing this, I want you to be more mindful about even taking it a step further and making sure you're doing these actions to continue growing your database, to take people off of social media. Now, what I do is that when someone messages me and asks a question about social media, the first thing I do is I try to take the conversation off of Facebook Messenger or off of Instagram DM. The first thing I do is try to get their phone number or their email and add it to my database, because I know that this person's interested. They're reaching out and they're asking me questions. So what I would say is, hey, would love to chat more. Shoot me an email, or let me get your email and I'll shoot you more information. Or what's your phone number? I'll give you a call. Okay, you want to take the conversation off of social media if you want to start generating leads, because again, you don't own that conversation. You also cannot easily track your conversations on social media sites. So how many of you have ever been on Facebook Messenger and then you feel like you lost the message somewhere? You can't find the message, right? Has it happened to anyone? Robin's nodding her head. I see someone shaking their head and thumbs up. So that is because, again, it's hard to track. So you want to track it on your own email, your own terms, and you want to take the conversation off of social media into your own database. Next thing that I want you to start doing is that you need to use a system to collect emails. I just mentioned that before, that you have to do that. That's the first step in lead generation on social media, is to sign up for your own system. I heard someone say that they dropped the ball. That's okay. If you drop the ball totally, you can start back today. So if you haven't done this before, here's what I want you to do to get started. If you do this, here's what I want you to do to be more consistent. At least once a week, I want you to go through all of your social media connections and interactions and see if there's anyone that you want to take offline to add them to your own email list and database. Okay. To take it a step further, use a CRM to track your leads. So your database might have a bunch of people that you have emails and phone numbers for, but maybe they're not a working lead. Your CRM stands for a customer relationship management. This is going to help you track those leads. Sometimes it's the same system. Sometimes they're different systems. So if you use a CRM, go ahead and let me know what CRM do you use. If you don't use one, you also need to sign up for one if you really want to generate leads with social media. You need to grow your database and you need a CRM. So who uses one and what do you use? And if you don't, type that in. That's okay. That's why you're going to start today. I see a quiet chat box right now. So let me see. So Rusty says yes. And which CRM do you use, Rusty? Anyone else? Jungo. I had Top Producer, but we had changed it at Command at Keller Williams. Lion Desk. I love that lead symbol. Okay. So I love that you guys are already using a CRM. Now our job is to make sure we are taking people off our social media, off Messenger to our database and adding them to our CRM once they express interest. So once they're on your database, it's more likely that they'll express interest because you're going to be marketing, you're going to be emailing them more and sending them information. Then you can add them to your CRM if they become interested and become a true lead for you. So are you guys doing this on social media? Are you taking people off Messenger? Are you taking people off DMs into your database and into your CRM. If you're not, start doing it today. If you are, keep doing it more. And if you have dropped the ball, just restart and make it a consistent habit that at least once a week, at the end of the week or beginning of the week, you make a note to check your CRM, to update it, to make sure your database is updated. Now, I used to get emails all the time when I would go to events. And to be honest, this is my business card, but I would have stacks of business cards, right? Has anyone ever felt that they've had these stacks of business cards on their desk? Not so much now. Okay, so I felt like at one point I was overwhelmed because I didn't consistently add people to my database. So I'd have these stacks of business cards, I had to throw them away because they were no longer relevant. And they became basically obsolete because I didn't follow up in time. So I want to add some interactive elements to our webinar today. And I'm going to be doing a quick, fun little scavenger hunt. So I'm going to have, if you can bring the item, I'm going to mention, show it on the screen and type in first on the chat. I'll give you a point for being first, 2 points for being first, and a point for bringing it back. And I want you guys to bring me your business card. Bring me your business card. Type in first if you bring it back first and show it on the screen. Type in first if you're first. I'm going to go by the chat boxes I can't see. So we have Micro who is first. Awesome. So this is just a fun virtual game. Give yourself 2 points. Everyone else, go ahead and give yourself 1 point for bringing it back. I see Robin has hers. Allie has her business card. Did anyone else bring back their business card? I can't see everyone. Feel free to turn on your videos, you guys, so we can see you guys. Okay, the reason I wanted to bring up the business card is because you want to make sure, oh, I see Greg's right there. You want to make sure that your social media has your information front and center everywhere. Okay, so whether it is a post, whether it is an article, you want to make sure that you treat your social media like a business card that's out there on the internet. So again, we're not meeting people in person as much right now, but you still want to make sure that your information is visible and it's easy for people to contact you and reach you when they see you, so that you get that phone call, you get that message, you get those people that you can add onto your database and your CRM. All right, so let's go on to the next thing that I'm going to share that you have to be doing. You don't have to be doing it, but that I recommend you do to grow your database. And that thing is to create lead magnets. Okay, so just for fun, can anyone bring me a magnet? Anyone have a magnet here? Just a fun, anyone have a magnet? Bring it in and type in first. I'll give you a point or 2 points if you have a magnet. All right, see, I don't see a lot of you guys, so you guys got to participate. Anyone have a magnet? I see Micro was first. She brought a magnet back. Awesome. There will be a prize at the end. So I'm just letting you know there will be a prize if you guys are participating. Micro, give yourself 2 points for bringing back a magnet. So how many, now magnet related to social media, how many of you know what a lead magnet is? Or how many of you have created a lead magnet? Type in your experience with lead magnets in the comments. If you don't know what it is, say, I have no idea. That's okay too. We'll be talking about it. So how many of you have created a lead magnet or you know what it is? Type in your experience with lead magnets. Robin says, no clue. That's okay. Liddy says no. And Kim says, I have no idea. And that is okay. So a lead magnet is something that helps you attract leads on social media, hence the name lead magnet. A lead magnet is a way for you to take people offline. And Micro says, I do parties. It gives me good leads. So parties are an in-person way to kind of get leads, right? But online, you have to do something to get those people, to get them attracted to you somehow. And a lead magnet is a really great way to generate new leads. Now is Clubhouse. So Lydia mentioned Clubhouse. Now that I will mention that at the end. And if you're not on Clubhouse and want to check it out for being here, I have some invites. I'm happy to send you an invite. Just send me a text message if you want to get on Clubhouse. So that's something I'll mention at the end when we do more Q&A about Clubhouse. So a lead magnet is something that you're offering someone, and in exchange, they're giving you their information to get this lead magnet. This can be a how-to guide. It can be a bonus, maybe an ebook. It's something that you're giving in exchange for someone giving you their email or phone number. And the reason why it's important is because it gives you qualified leads, because the people that are signing up for your lead magnet are clearly interested in something that you're doing and in something that you're offering. So a lot of people here said that they've never done lead magnets before. This is one thing that you can start doing to start generating leads. And I will tell you, most real estate agents I see do not offer lead magnets. So it is a way to stand out, and it is a way to be a resource and be more value. Here are some examples of some lead magnets. This is just a fake example that I created. It is a how-to guide. It's called 7 Steps for Launching Your Own Newsletter. Obviously, this is just, gibberish that I wrote on here, but I can create a document, just a simple PDF about 7 steps to launching your newsletter. If someone wanted to learn about that, then I would ask for their email to give them this information, right? I'm not just going to give it away. I'm going to say, hey, here's a form, put your email, and you will get this information to your inbox. So here's another example. This is actually on a lead magnet that's on my website. I'm going to pull up my website. It'll let me change what I'm sharing. And let's see, let me know if you can see this. Can you guys see my website now? It should be on the screen. This is an annual social media content calendar that I created. And it's an easy calendar for people to give me their email. You can see that I ask for their email and their full name, and then they click, I want the social media calendar. So they click on this, and then they get a form that they can fill out to easily organize their social media. So I will create a post and I'll say, hey, who wants a free content calendar? Here's the link. And now people are typing in their email and their name or their number, whatever you ask for, and they're getting something free from me, but I'm getting their information to add to my database and possibly my CRM. So if someone signs up for this, I will give them a call or email them and say, hey, I noticed you signed up for this. Would you like more information? Same thing with real estate. If you do something like this, you can say, hey, I saw you signed up for my so-and-so. Are you interested in this? Okay, so make sure that you provide something that is of value to your audience. Because most of you work in real estate, let's share some examples of what you think might be a good lead magnet. Does anyone have anything that they've done, that they've thought about doing before, that they're interested in doing? Type it in the comments and we'll share ideas. If you want me to give you an idea, feel free to let me know any specifics that you might be thinking of doing, and I will tell you how you can create your own lead magnet. I'm going to go back to sharing this slide. Rita says first-time home buyer information. I love it. So if you're targeting first-time home buyers, a lot of those people have no idea what it's like to buy a home. And Allie says she offers free marketing classes. That's another great lead magnet, is a free marketing class. And what I'm doing here, you guys, in the webinar, this is also a lead magnet for people that are interested in real estate marketing. All right, someone had a question and they wanted me to explain a lead magnet one more time. So a lead magnet is something that you're giving someone to try to attract them to give you their email or phone number or contact information. So this example here, again, this is just gibberish that I wrote. This is an example of a PDF I created. And I put this here because I want to show you that it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be a lot of fancy lettering or fancy images. It can be a simple document you send someone for giving you their email. This is 7 steps to launching your own neighborhood. Lydia says, what about 10 safe neighborhoods in San Diego? That's great. So what you can do is that you're not going to say what it is. You're going to say, hey, everyone, I put together a list of the 10 safest neighborhoods in San Diego. Here's a link if you want me to send you the information. Or you can share one neighborhood and say, if you want more information on the other 9 neighborhoods, then give me your email or phone number, right? So you're attracting people with something that they want by saying, hey, I'm going to give it to you, but first I need your number, or first I need your email address. So hopefully that answers your question. Whose question was that? That was, scrolling back. Well, someone asked that question. Hopefully it answered your question. Oh, Kim. So Kim, hopefully that answers your question. Ray says, what do you use to create that page in your link? So that page in my link, I actually hired a designer to create that for me. Okay, so I paid a designer to do that. It costs a couple $100 or $100, whatever they charge, But this form here, I want to show you that you don't have to have a fancy design crew to do it for you. And this, I just used a Word document. Okay, so even if it's not fancy, I don't want that to prevent you from doing it. You can just create it on your own. If you want it fancier, then you would hire someone unless you have your own graphic design skills. And Mohammed says, start by giving, not taking. Exactly. So by offering lead magnets, you are actually giving information for people to make you seem like a resource. But at the same time, you're also, letting people know, hey, I want your information, right? But it's not just straight up asking for their information. It's giving them something in return. So the next thing that I want to go into, and this is the perfect transition, is that you want to focus on being a resource. Lydia says Canva, and Lydia, Canva is a great tool that I always recommend and I always use myself as well. You can use Canva to create some wonderful images. So that's definitely a site you can check out if you have not created any graphics before and have no experience. Canva, I would recommend that. So thank you so much for sharing that, Lydia. Being a resource means that you're not just posting things and hoping and crossing your fingers that people are going to reply to things that you're posting. Being a resource means that you are sharing information that other people find valuable, where you're not necessarily asking for anything. You are just being there to share so that when people have a need for real estate, they will think of you and you will be top of mind. So the goal of social media, especially with an industry like real estate, where it's not necessarily something where someone hears about you and the next day they say, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy a house today. That doesn't happen in real estate. In fact, the first thing people should do is talk to Greg from Goldwater Bank and be able to talk about getting a loan first, right? So if you are a loan officer, what you would do is you would give resources about why it's important to get pre-approved first, why you would talk to a loan officer first. You would talk, maybe you would give a resource if you're targeting realtors on why they should partner with your company versus another company. Ali says you can find designers on Upwork and Elance too. Exactly. Those are two other sites you can use to find people to design graphics for you, to design lead magnets for you. Here are a couple other ways that you can be a resource and attract more leads by being a resource. I mentioned this before, and I'm going to mention it again, is that you want to focus on sharing valuable information by writing testimonials. Why is it so valuable to write other people's testimonials? Well, not only are you showing that you're actively in business and doing business with people, you're also kind of giving back to the community before you're asking. So if you have a great assistant that you've worked with, a great lender, a great escrow person, a great partner, or if you love your brokerage, write testimonials so that other people see, wow, this person is active online. They're not just asking for things. I want to find out more information about them because I can see that they're a really valuable person. They're sharing testimonials, they're sharing things that they love, and they're making recommendations. Second thing you can do is participate in groups. How many of you are in different Facebook or LinkedIn groups? Go ahead and type in the name of some groups that you might be in if you're in any Facebook or LinkedIn groups. Lydia says, no, not in any groups. Anyone else in any groups? SC Real Estate, Linda says, I know some people here from the San Diego Real Estate Friends Facebook group, but anyone's in that group. We also have many Facebook real estate groups. So yes, a few. I always recommend being a part of a few groups and taking the lead to show leadership in those groups. So you're not just kind of lurking and reading, but that you are creating conversations. You are making sure that you are adding value to conversations, or maybe you're someone who runs the group or you own the group. Maybe you have a neighborhood group. So maybe you specialize in, I live in an area, I live by Mission Valley. Maybe I want to specialize in Mission Valley. I live by Savita. I started a group for Savita. Okay, so I started the group. I'm not selling myself, but as the person who runs the group, I can create and lead conversations. Wilda says being neighborly is the group she's in, and Buy Nothing groups on Facebook are great. Absolutely. So Buy Nothing groups, I'm a part of those in my neighborhood as well. Now be careful because some groups don't allow you to promote your business. I believe Buy Nothing groups don't allow you to promote your business, but you can always give away things related to your business. And people might see, oh, wow, she's a realtor. I've had that happen before as well. Joining Facebook groups and being a part of them, not just to lurk and read, but to be a resource, is something intentional you can do to generate leads and to grow your visibility on social media. I see a cat has joined our call as well. You know what? The next thing I'm going to have you guys do, and this comes into things that you can share. I'm going to have you guys, this is part of the scavenger hunt we were doing. Go ahead and show me on a screen an animal or a picture of an animal on your phone if you don't have one. Anyone have an animal or a picture of an animal if you don't have one? And so I see the cat. I think Micro's first on that one. I see someone's grabbing some animal. I see another animal coming on screen. I think that's a dog. I see Allie has a dog. Anyone have an animal or a picture of an animal? Hey, so I wanted to bring up the animals because animals are something that people love to see on social media. Okay, I have a dog who has an Instagram, and that Instagram has more followers than I have on my regular Instagram. Okay, because people like to see animals on social media. So we had this question at the beginning of the webinar, and that was if you want to share personal things or business things. And that's why I recommend that you do a combination of both. Because if you post a picture of your dog, someone else might say, oh, I have that kind of dog too, or I love dogs, or someone posts a picture of a cat, oh, I love cats as well. You create opportunities for people to start having conversations with you about things that are not just related to business, and then it can turn into business, or it can turn into a relationship where people think of you when they have a business need. So Lydia says, thank you for that. So we have two animals here. I have an animal too. He's not here right now. He's a big dog. I don't want to pull him up. He might knock over some things in the room, but make sure you guys are periodically sharing some things that are not just, hey, I sold another home. Because you guys, most of you are working real estate. Honestly, it's just sometimes when you see the realtor post again, another sold, it's like, oh, another one, right? You don't want people to think that about you, but that's still important. However, if you put things that are personal and business, it'll be less likely that you're seeing the 10th post from someone and it's another sold post, right? You want to see a combination of personal things and business things. Lydia's comment was that many people are afraid to look unprofessional. So nowadays on social media, I really believe that people connect more with that human side of what you do. So it doesn't have to be fully professional, as long as it's not, you posting college photos of you drinking 20 years ago. But people like to see things that you're doing, whether you are going to a nice restaurant, whether you are doing some things at home with your kids for homeschooling. People like to see that because they feel that connection, and that'll cause them to have more interest in working with you if they have that in common with you. Exactly. It's humanizing. It's personalizing your brand. It really creates that human connection. So I think it's okay. But if you are using social media for business, you also do consistently want to show up as your business, just like you would show up as the personal side. So a mix of both is what I recommend. Next thing I will mention here is that you want to engage with your audience and engage with intention. So you don't just want to leave thumbs up or leave emojis when you comment, but comment with a purpose. So I always see people in my newsfeed asking for recommendations, and I do my best to comment and refer people because my intention is to help people network, to help people grow their business, to help people get more visibility. So I always have this intention of doing that when I see photos or people asking for recommendations, is to be that resource. Kim says she's signing off. All right, thank you so much, Kim, for joining us. We'll have this. Actually, you know what? It showed up as Kim, but I don't know. Is that Kim? I think that's him right there. So thank you so much for joining. And you can get the replay after if you go on my YouTube channel, which I'll send an email here to remind you guys. So engaging with intention, again, it doesn't mean just to comment, but it means to comment with a purpose. Comment by being a resource, comment by helping people, comment by letting people know that you're there and available for them if they need. So we went through a lot of things already. How many of you feel that you can start doing one of these things? And I want you to type in the comments what you're going to start doing that you learned today. So quick recap, type in what you're going to start doing today based on me talking about building your database. Is it to be consistent with building your database? Is it to be making a lead magnet? Is it starting up your CRM, starting up a database? What will you be doing? Take combos off social media as soon as possible. I love that. Micro's been posting videos. Rusty's going to gather contact information, and Rita's going to be building her database. Madeline's going to be more consistent with updating. Lydia's going to be leaving reviews and making videos. I love that. Allie's going to be updating her CRM with her social media contacts. I love it. So I love that you guys are already putting what I'm teaching you into action. Now, the next thing to make sure that you actually take action is to put what you're doing on social media on your calendar. So I tell my clients this all the time, and I make them tell me specific times that they're going to be working on their social media content or their database or their CRM. Because what happens is that I run into people and they say, you know what, I'm going to do that this week. And I'll say, when? They're like, probably during. And I'm like, no, if you say probably or maybe, it's not going to get done. It needs to be on your calendar as an appointment that you would not cancel. So I want you to take out your calendar and put in an appointment for you to start doing what you talked about in the chat as far as updating your CRM, engaging more. Write it on your calendar right now, and then possibly make it a reoccurring thing that you do every single week. If you can't think of the time right now, put it in tentatively so it's at least on there and maybe change it later. But I want you to add something on your calendar that reminds you to update your CRM, to grow your database, to create and work on your lead magnets. It needs to be on your calendar. And I'm telling you, all of my clients who put it on their calendar, it gets done. My clients who don't, it doesn't get done. You would never cancel a meeting that you had on your calendar with, say, your brokerage or with a lead that you have. But the thing that gets canceled is doing marketing work unless it's on your calendar as an important appointment that you would not want to cancel. So that's the quick recap that I have for today. I would love to thank you guys for being here by offering you my bonus course on content marketing. It's on LinkedIn. If you are on LinkedIn, this course is, I believe they sell it for $30, but I'll give it to you for free as a thank you. And also as a thank you to Goldwater Bank for generously sponsoring this webinar. This is a bonus for you. If you want to get that free course, go ahead and add me on LinkedIn if we're not connected. Send me a message that you'd like my course, and I will go ahead and send you that free course. And with that being said, we have a few minutes. I want to once again thank Goldwater Bank for sponsoring this webinar. We have 3 more webinars coming up with them. They're going to be once a quarter. So if you attended this webinar, you'll get an email for the next one. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to Greg to see if he has anything he wants to wrap up with, and then leave it open for some Q&A.
Thank you, Melody. I really appreciate it. So informative, so important. Again, I want to mention that we're going to be doing these quarterlies, and they will be sent out, correct, Melody?
Yeah, we'll be sending them out every quarter.
And I appreciate everybody for joining, taking an hour out of their day, their busy days. Thank you very much. Hopefully these will grow and we'll have more people. But thank you again to Melody. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. So who has some questions? And I think we had that little scavenger hunt. I think Micro won that one. So I'm going to be doing a share for her and a feature for her on my social media so people can follow her as a prize to get her some more visibility. So that is your prize. I'll be sharing your page with the people on my Instagram. Who has questions? Anyone have questions? I saw some questions come in before. Otherwise, before you guys sign off, I'm going to ask you if you'll turn on your cameras to do a quick group photo. Ali says, thank you. Most people have their cameras turned off. If you're not shy, turn it on. I'm going to do a screenshot to sign off. All right, I see some people coming back on. All right, anyone else? It's going to be a bunch of, I'm going to tag you guys. So it's going to be a bunch of blank screens if we don't. All right, I see people, Robin's doing her hair. So I got to do my hair too. All right, you guys. So let's go. Anyone else? All right. Hi, Rodney. My husband joined. So thank you for joining. All right, guys, smile for the camera. I took a screenshot. One more people are jumping in. And I'm going to do a quick video for my Instagram stories. And then I will still be here for another few minutes if you want to ask questions. So I'm going to have everyone turn on their microphone right now. And I'm going to ask a question if you guys had fun. And I'll have you talk so we can get it Instagram stories, and I'll tag you guys if you connect with me on Instagram for this. We are wrapping up our webinar with Goldwater Bank. I want to thank everyone for attending. Did you guys have a good time?
Yay, yes.
Yay. So thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys in the next webinar. If you're on Instagram, not in the webinar, make sure you join the webinar in the future. So thank you guys for attending, and you will all be on my Instagram stories. All right, that was Instagram stories, and I'm still here. If you have questions, let me know. If you want any one-on-one help, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you guys get set up. We will have our next webinar in 3 months from now with Goldwater Bank. You will be getting that information. I also have another webinar coming up with STAR on March 3rd. That is going to be a Facebook webinar. So it's all about Facebook. If you want more information on that, let me know and I'll send you an email. That's also a free webinar. And then on the 25th of this month, I have a marketing mastermind, which is a one-on-one session. It's a 1 to maybe 10 people session, maybe 5 people. We'll be walking you through how to set these things up, and we'll get ideas and brainstorm and collaborate. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'm happy to offer you guys a seat and invite you to that as well. But again, make sure you tune in. Thank you again for Goldwater Bank. This is recorded, so if you didn't get to watch the whole thing or want to rewatch it, feel free to check out the recording that will be on my YouTube channel. And with that being said, Melody Tao here with Marketing Melody, marketing your way to success, and I will see you in the next webinar. All right, bye, you guys.
Thank you, Melody.
Bye. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you for everybody for joining.
Thank you, Greg. Bye.